You go. Upgrade player. Play conference championship is selected. Entering. Team select screen. The Atlanta Falcons. Ready.
Today, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, it's the NFC Championship game. It's the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
The NFL playoffs are on EA Sports, and we've got a packed house here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Now Patterson to start the drive. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
A nice run here early on. It does take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
First and 10, it's Patterson. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 40 yards rushing for him now on the opening drive of this NFC title game. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And that's going to be incomplete. Boy, nearly intercepted right away.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Right side run with Patterson. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Yeah, the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back. Operating from the gun, Williams. past the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
And that is a historic run for him, partner. With that pickup, he just broke Lamar Jackson's 2019 record for most yards in a season by a quarterback. No one has done it better across a 16 or 17 game schedule. Now his name will be forever linked with the best runners to ever play at that position.
So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll run with Patterson. Ooh, with a juke. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. No big surprise, Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play action passes as well.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. 14 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in this NFC Championship game. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters in. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Williams. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches as we just saw him do there because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great effort there with his second touchdown in this opening quarter as his guys are able to extend their lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why, looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now, he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Williams throwing on first down. He's got his tight end, Anthony Ferkser. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 22 more yards there and another first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Straight ahead, Patterson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? when the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Slam.
They'll go again with Patterson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Second and 1 if people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They go play action here on first down. Got an open man, it's Washington. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Williams now to throw on second down. Touchdown, Falcons! Drake London from 13 yards out. And they're able to add on to their advantage. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He threw a touchdown pass last time they had it. First down, and they'll start with Algier. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
And a pin back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's first and 10 at the 16-yard line. They go jet sweep. Washington with it. And some space here. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 41 yards. Well, for a play that didn't look like much at the snap, that jet sweep turned into a big play in a hurry.
And how about how they rammed the play? Because they obviously caught the defense out of position and not expecting that one. And that turned into a nice chunk of yardage. But how about the execution on the handoff? Most of the times we see on the jet sweep, they punch it forward so that if it falls to the ground, it's just an incomplete pass. Here, you got to execute it well. Otherwise, it's a fumble.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
And cue the applause, and there it is for him. The mark he's been aiming for all season long. 1,000 yards. Just the 3rd quarterback to reach that milestone, joining Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. That's a season's worth of work and a huge commitment to get him the touches that he needed to make that happen. Congratulations.
Patterson running between the tackles. Micah Parsons, the linebacker, in on the tackle.
Well, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Here's the option going left on second down. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. How about that? Their quarterback on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now.
X, Y, A, X.
Here's Williams throwing to start the drive. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Williams. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Williams. Flushed out right. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best 1st half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Patterson, he'll try it up the middle. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Cordero Patterson, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are able to add on to their 1st half lead.
That's good.
The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the 3rd quarter. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the 1st half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the 2nd half as well. They need to stay on guard. When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incomplete.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. Kyle Pitts, 49 yards. And the Falcons come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's played well. Good 1st half. Beginning on the ground with Patterson. And some room to roam now. Cordero Patterson. Touchdown, Falcons. Cordero Patterson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He has been... Now Williams on 1st and 10, being chased out left. Oh, a nice spin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
And you know what we just witnessed, partner? A new NFL record for single-game rushing by a quarterback, breaking Colin Kaepernick's record of 181 yards set in the playoffs back in 2013. How about that field vision, athleticism that we've seen throughout this game? It's been nothing short of elite.
A handoff for Patterson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Williams looking to throw on 2nd down. Into the hands of London. And they're going to get this up to midfield. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run with Patterson. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 164 yards rushing for him now as he tries to will his guys into the Super Bowl.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Off the play fake, Williams. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now a leaping catch, he's got it. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 19. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Back to the ground now, Patterson. Gets picked, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Cordero Patterson saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Falcons get... Atlanta now coming out on the field. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll go option to the short side. And he's got some space here. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Beating him there with his legs, 21 yards, first down. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball.
Touchdown, Falcons! Cordero Patterson, 39 yards. And the Falcons are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. So that's CD. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Well, they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Back to throw. Williams steps away to his left. And he's got room. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
He will go out right near the 35-yard line. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw. They're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. Looking to throw. Williams. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Falcons have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the fourth. Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. Williams now throwing to start the drive. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
J-Ron Curse, he's the one who got in there, knocked it free. Up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Beating him there with his legs, 21 yards, first down.
Well, that last run for a first down, it really should be the last straw for the defense. I don't care how many they've had in the box. They need to add more people.
Patterson is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown.
Partner, this running back's having a heck of a day on the ground. He just keeps punching
rushing for touchdown after touchdown.
Atlanta regains possession of the football. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Brought down by DJ Wanham. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Here's Williams. Off the play fake. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And the big guy catches the ball in the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Well, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down for their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.
Entering post-game screen, you have 5 options. Finish game is selected. You have 3 options. Goals is selected. 300, 408. Entering weeks. Entering franchise hub screen hub. View playoff bracket is selected. Entering weeks. Entering franchise hub. View advance week is selected. View playoff bracket is selected.